Okay, we are on a mission. It is now the 31st of December. It's January 1st tomorrow, and I'm only just narrating this video. I am so trying to get it out by the end of today so I don't have to put it out in January. The good thing about this spread is it could be used for February as well, because it's those sort of colours and there's some lacy bits in it and all sorts. But I love this spread. I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I really like it. I love the colours and I love the design, and I'm just so pleased with it. Also, you might notice my nails at some point in this video, and I did those. Not the right hand. Ignore the right hand, because I didn't end up doing them because it's just too hard. So I just painted them all black. But I've just started thinking, when I do these videos, I like to try and have nice nails for you all. There is a reason to this rant. So I thought, rather than keep going to the salon and paying money that I don't really have to get them done with the gel polish, because I can't do acrylics. Ugh, they give me the creeps for some reason. Not on other people, just on myself. I don't think I could do acrylics on myself. I don't know, heebie-jeebies. But gel polish I have no problem with, but like I say, it's expensive to get it done, and then you have to pay to get it taken off. And I just figured, well, I'm fairly creative, maybe I can do them myself. So what you can see on my left hand right now is my very first attempt at proper nail art stuff. I've never ever attempted it before. I've painted my nails, but nothing fancy and no gems and all that sort of stuff. But I'm pretty pleased with them, actually. So I think if you're interested, maybe I could show you some really simple, easy designs, because I was so impressed. just keep choking myself up here. I just really like them, so I thought maybe I'd do some tutorials on how to do some easy ones at some point. But the whole nail bragging thing aside, this is my January setup, and I've chosen a poppy theme because years and years ago, 10 years or so ago, when my ex-husband walked out on me and Tristan, I was just absolutely devastated. I'd just not long turned 20, and I had this 6-month-old baby, and I was just distraught, absolutely heartbroken, like you wouldn't believe. And one of my friends said something that has just stuck with me, and I still think about it quite often when I'm going through a rough period, where he said, think about the poppies in Flanders Fields. Out of all that destruction and war and, all that negativity and awfulness, something really something really beautiful sort of came out of it. And I just thought I don't know, it's always stuck with me, and I've always enjoyed poppies since he said that, because it makes me feel hopeful that, something good can come out of something that doesn't seem quite so great. So I just thought it would be a really nice theme for starting the year in January. Also, I wanted to do something black and red, because in my 2020 setup I did a sort of black and red bit for my yearly future log theme of Bobby and I really liked the way it looked, so I thought I'd bring that through into January. The doodles in this are actually really simple. The flowers is just a circle with 3 petals, and I really haven't done anything fancy with them. I've just sort of made them fairly wobbly and whatnots. And then I've used my Tombow dual brush pens, which I haven't touched in a while, but I used my Tombow dual brush pens to colour them in. And I coloured them and gave them depth by starting with the red Tombow, and then a sort of very light grey for the centre, and then I darkened up that centre even more with a darker grey and a black, and it just gives sort of depth, and I think you can tell it's supposed to be a poppy now. But I wanted to add some lacy designs, which I've never ever done before, and I thought, well, that would be something new and different, and I so love the way this has turned out. I'm thinking I might do it again for another spread at some point and practice doing lace. But what I basically did was put some random shapes in that sort of look like something you might find on lace. You can always look on Pinterest or Instagram for lace doodles and things to try and recreate it. And once I'd got those doodly shape things, I just added the triangle, the diamond background, and then added dots between each where the diamonds intersecty crossy things. Oh my god, can you tell I'm trying to get this done really fast? I'm sorry. You all know how to set a spread up anyway. How many of these have you watched, you guys? How many January setups have you seen? You don't need me to tell you exactly what I'm doing, but I will ish. Anyway, so this is my monthly overview page thing, and I've gone back to a similar spread layout that I usually use because I just really like it. I like that I've got a recap on the left hand side. I'll have my goals and my high point, low point, what I'm watching, reading, feeling, learning, all those sort of things. So at a glance I can see what that month was like and what it sort of entailed. I've got my mini calendar. I just really like having that, that kind of calendar view, whatever it's called, the one where you can see it and it looks like a calendar, as well as having the horizontal calendar as well, because I like to be able to write things in it more easily. So I've got both. I like having both. It might seem redundant to some people, but it's my planner. I can put in what I like. I'm really, really looking forward to getting back into bullet journaling next year, well, tomorrow, because November and December were just pretty much a write-off. I thought I'd get back into it in December, but then over Christmas, the whole family was hit by the stomach flu, and it was bad. It was a few days before Christmas and we just all dropped like flies. Lee was the last one. He sort of held out, but he went down as well. So yeah, I've been thrown up in a lot this month. So yeah, I just didn't feel like bullet journaling, you know, under those circumstances. So yeah, we had a great Christmas. No, it was lovely. We had a lovely Christmas. Lee's mum, you know, she always makes it really special, and Lee's dad makes a lovely meal and stuff. So they really saved Christmas this year. So I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, how was your Christmas? Did you have a nice time? Did you get any presents? I don't know what to talk about. Usually when I do these videos, I will make some notes about what I actually want to talk about, and you know, so that you're not all just listening to me ramble like a crazy person, kind of like I am now. But I haven't had time, and it's now, what time is it? It's I don't know. I think it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. I've been doing this since about 7:30 this morning. So I haven't stopped. So from 7:30 till now, I've managed to film it all and start editing and narrating. So I really, really hope I can get it all out before tomorrow. And then I've got some Patreon stuff that I have to do as well. So yeah, I did some extra spreads for my patrons for the 2020 setup, which I was going to show you actually in this video, just a quick flip through of what I've got, but I forgot, so sorry about that. Right, I actually have something to talk to you about now, something serious. Are you listening closely? You know that I have, if you've been watching me for a little while, you know that I suffer with depression on and off, and you know, I know what it's like to feel depressed and get in that rut and struggle to get out. But I have a friend at the moment, a very close friend, who has been struggling quite bad the last sort of month or so. It's been progressively getting worse, to the point where it's a case of just not wanting to get out of bed and not wanting to do anything. There's zero motivation, absolutely no get up and go. Their work has gone very quiet. They're self-employed, so they don't really even need to get up to go to work. So it's a case of, you know, not knowing what to do with yourself. So I said to them, you know, you need some sort of purpose. And I know for a lot of people that is a job, or maybe your children. It can obviously be your children as well. But I think finding a purpose is really, really important for your mental health when you get into that rut. And to me, if you don't have any real purpose for yourself in your personal life, you know, you don't have any dreams or goals or things that you are aiming for right now because you just don't have the motivation, the willpower, or the creativity because your mind's just gone on shutdown, then what better to do than be a purpose for somebody else? And what I mean by that is, if you are focusing on being kind and looking after other people and just trying to make the world a better place, what better purpose could you have than that? In my opinion, I think trying to make the world a kinder, more friendly, accepting place is like a top priority thing. So, and also when you are kind to other people and you help other people, it gives you a good feeling. You feel good about it afterwards. So it also lifts your spirit. It's good for the person receiving and it's good for the person giving. So I said, why don't you aim to do 5 nice things for 5 different people every week? And I thought, well, I'll do that as well. That sounds like it's a good idea. And I'm talking about things, you know, I know lots of people do, you know, things here and there for people, but I'm talking about really thinking, what could I do for this person to let them know that I care and make them their lives easier and bring them a little bit of joy, because that will give me purpose. And if I have a day where I'm feeling, you know, I'm not sure what to do, it's a good way to use my time. And also it gets you thinking, so it makes you creative, because once you've gone through several weeks, you're going to have to start getting much more creative with the things that you're doing. But it also means, like, if it means running errands and stuff for people, it means you're getting out of the house and you're doing stuff. So I think on every level, it's just a good idea. And also this spread is pretty. So yeah, I just think if you're struggling with depression, you get so consumed by your own thoughts and you get really stuck in your own head, it's a really good idea to get out and focus on other people. So yeah, that's my extra random spread for this month. The next, I have my trusty health tracker. You've probably all seen this 100 times, but for those of you that don't know or haven't visited my channel before, I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. Woohoo! And it can get tricky sometimes to monitor and manage. So this spread here has everything all in one place for me, so it's nice and easy to keep on top of things. I've got in my top graph my mood, how stressed I am and how much pain I'm in. Next one is sleep, how productive I am and my energy levels. Then I've got a space underneath where I track what I'm doing with my time. I've put it into different sections. I don't color coordinate it. I use like a dot system or lines, or you'll see in a minute when I fill it out, because that means I don't have to have separate color pens with me, because I don't like to always have to carry a load of pens. I'd rather just take my journal, a black pen and a different color pen and do it that way. So you'll see how I've done that. But I like to track how I'm spending my time to not only make sure that I'm balancing work and family and things like that, but also if I'm aiming to improve a particular area of my life, I want to make sure that I'm dedicating a bit of extra time to it. Say I want to spend more time with my children, then I'm going to make sure that I'm aiming to spend more time with them, and I'll be able to see it in this spread. And if it's not like taking priority, I can see it clearly. I can see quite clearly how much time I'm spending with them, because, you know, as the day gets away from you, it's so easy to, you know, fall into the same habit. And for me, Tristan turned 10 in November, and it occurred to me that if he moves out at the age of 18, I've already spent half my time with him, and that terrified me. I was like, my God, I've already done half of what's roughly expected of him to be, and I'm not ready for that yet. I don't want him to grow up. Well, I do, of course I do, but just not so fast. It's going so fast. So I really want to make sure that I'm prioritizing my boys and spending lots of time with them, because the changes, especially at Tristan's age now, between the age of 7 and 10, he's like not a different person. He's still himself at his core, obviously, but he's really developing into a young man, and I don't want to miss that. And also I want to be there to mold and encourage and support him while he's going through those intense times and things. So yeah, it's really important to me that I'm spending more time with Tristan and Ridley. With my people sometimes ask me, why do I track my mood and my sleep and my pain? Why do I even bother? The answer is because, well, there's several reasons. One of them is because if my mood is going low, because I worry about my depression, because sometimes it comes on all of a sudden and it just hits me and it's like, whoa, where did that come from? And then I might start panicking, thinking, oh my God, I'm going downhill and it's all going to start again. With my mood tracker, sometimes I can see, oh, actually, I've been pretty good for the last couple of weeks and this is just a bad day. And, it puts things into perspective for me. But it also means if I see that I'm spending a lot of time doing this thing or that thing and my mood is either better or worse because of it, if I notice a correlation, I can start doing that particular thing more or less. With my stress is usually because it does really, really affect my pain levels very much. Stress and tiredness, if I don't get a lot of sleep, are the things that affect it the most. So sometimes I can see my stress levels rising. Sometimes it's quite a steady rise, whereas before I wouldn't have noticed it because it can be quite gradual. And then I get to the height of stress and think, oh my God, how have I got here? Now I can see things progressing. I can see them either going up or going down, and I can make note and keep an eye on it. And if things seem to start to go downhill, then I can catch it a lot quicker and do something about it a lot faster. The other thing on that page is just my habits, because it just seems like a good place to put them. I've got my few lines a day. You'll notice that, like in my December, if you saw my December spread, I've stopped dating every single section. I used to date my few lines a day and my gratitudes, and I think I'm still doing it for gratitude, but for the things that I'm proud of and for the things I'm doing with my boys every day. I was just finding it too much. Sometimes I get to the evening and think, oh, I just don't want to fill all that out. I'm so tired. But then in the morning, I forget. That's how good my memory is. I just forget. It's like, what did I do yesterday? I have no idea. So I wanted to take the pressure off myself with doing that. So rather than dating everything beforehand, I'm just going to aim to write a little something in every day, but if I miss it, it doesn't matter. And because I haven't put it in there beforehand, I don't have to feel bad that there's a blank space. And it also means that if I don't write on some days, and other days I feel like I wish I had more space to write, then I do. So I think it's going to be a better system. My gratitude page, though, I've changed a little bit because I was thinking about doing it for every day, because I do think you should try and find something to be grateful for every day. But I was repeating myself a lot, and it kind of seemed a bit redundant. So I've given myself, it's probably going to end up being like a spider graph where I write in different, come on brain, come on, work with me. No, it's gone. The joys of brain fog. God. I'm trying really hard not to mess this narration up so I don't have tons of editing to do afterwards. So in the attempt of being speedy. So yeah, I'm sorry if this isn't all beautifully edited, but I figure it's best to get it up before January. Also, it's become like a mission for me. It's like I'm gonna get it done. But yeah, my gratitude, grateful. Right. like a spider graph, you've got your different sections and then you've got the different things running off them. So like if I say one day that I'm grateful for my home, I can put home down. And then if I decide that I'm grateful for, I don't know, my dishwasher, then I can put that in. Excuse me. And so I can sort of make a spider graph of all the beautiful things in my life and things that make me happy and that I'm grateful for. And, it's a different approach, and I think it's going to keep it fresh and new and interesting. There's not going to be a load of repetition, and I think my brain just works better that way. If I can sort of connect things to different things. Honestly, sometimes in these voiceovers I think you sound like an absolute nutter release, and then you all keep coming back, so I think they must all be crazy too. Productivity tracking. This is again not my original idea. It was by the Boosted Journal, but I love it. I love the productivity tracking spread. I have a video on how to make one and how to use it. Somebody asked me recently on my 2020 setup, do you still recommend using it? Yes, I do. It's one of my favourite spreads to use. I love seeing how much I've achieved in the month. It really gives me a sense of like I'm capable. I feel proud of the things that I've achieved, and it's good. It helps me remember, when did I do that last? Oh, I did it then. It just gives me a really good idea of my day. My gel penny thing that I'm using there, the glittery one, started going a bit dry, so I just undid the top of the nib, pulled the tube out that has the ink, and then you blow in the end of the tube, and that it sort of forces the ink down to the nib, and it should give it a little bit of extra life. Just a little tip for anybody that's struggling with that. When you can see it, it's like, I can see the ink in there, I know you're in there. So yeah, get it out. What's next after productivity? Do you like my little swirly whirly dealy woos? I quite like them. It's something a bit different. I did it on one of the spreads for the patrons, and I just thought, oh, that looks really pretty. So, and it's so easy. You just swirly whirly dealy bouncy, yee, like that. Jeez. I think Christmas has really got to me this year. Between everything going on with my mum and, just being so poorly, and then the family getting ill as well, it's just been... I saw a really funny post the other day on Facebook that said, I can't wait to stay up till midnight on the 31st so that I can watch 2019 die. I can so relate to that. I'm really looking forward to 2020, actually. I'm really looking forward to it because I feel like it's fresh and new, and, well, it's a new decade. And before, I was really freaking out about turning 30 because I'm going to be 30 next year, and I just thought I haven't achieved nearly as much as I wanted to achieve by the age of 30. But, 30 it's still young. It's still young, but I'm less worried about it now because I think actually, as you age, you have more experience, and I feel like I'm in a better place to take control of my life, in 2020 than I was several years ago. I feel like I've experienced more, and hopefully I'll be able to, all the things that I've learnt, I'll be able to really start putting into practice. I'm very good at learning stuff, not so good at actually putting it into practice. But the last few months, I don't know if you saw my video recently where I said I'd not been feeling great. I have been making changes and doing different things to improve my mood and help me feel better, and it's working. It is working. Don't hold me to that. I don't know for certain whether I might go back downhill. I don't know. But for now, I feel like the things that I'm doing to improve my mental health and my state of mind are working. And I'm proud of myself for doing that. And I'm looking forward to continuing to do that in 2020. And I hopefully, drag you lot along with me. So if I come up with anything that helps, then I can share it with you. And if you are struggling and you're not looking forward to 2020, I completely understand. Sometimes it's like, when is this whole life thing gonna start becoming a little bit easier? I just want you all to know that it can happen. It really can, because I'm feeling better. I don't know if you can tell from my voiceovers, I'm a little bit like more hyperactive, and I don't know, I feel more carefree, I think is the main thing, which is so nice, because if you're a planner person like me, I think planner people tend to be quite perfectionists. We want everything to be done just right, and we want to and also I think we're mostly wanting to be high achievers. It's like we plan all this out because we want to do things with our lives. So I can't remember what the point was why I got into that, but yeah, I think just, if you're suffering, take it easy on yourself. You don't have to be happy and perfect and productive and brilliant all the time. Sometimes people need some time to go and hibernate. So if you're not your most productive, fantastic, wonderful self and all this Instagram fantasticness, don't worry about it. Nobody is. Nobody can sustain that happiness and, that level of enthusiasm and energy all the time. You need downtime. So if you're going through a downtime phase, go through it. Let yourself recover and rest and find out what you really need to make yourself feel more complete again. I hope I'm not just rambling. I hope what I'm saying is making sense to some people. So yeah, this is my very last spread for my January setup. It's a pretty traditional weekly layout. I've got a space for my food. I'm still not eating. I'm sorry. For those of you that have been saying, when are you going to start eating more? I'm trying, but I've been so poorly. I haven't even wanted to touch cereal. But come on, 2020. We didn't achieve it in 2019, but maybe 2020 I will be able to get my diet in order. So we're going to see what I eat for the week. And then that's pretty much it. That is my January setup. Again, I'm sorry this narration's been so all over the place and random, and I just wanted to get it out for you. So yeah, I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas and whatnots, and I wish you all a really, really, really happy New Year. Fingers crossed I managed to get it out before New Year. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it, and if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. If you'd like to find me on social media, all the links are in the description of this video, as are the products that I use, the pens and the notebook and blah blah blah. And that's it from me. I'm done. Right, wish me luck. I'm gonna go upload. See you soon. Bye.